Camden Mc Lellan, first GP of the year really after Argentina was a non-start. A tough track to make your first GP of the year, especially yesterday, but I think there's progress, especially with that second moto.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, first GP back. It's been tough, especially yesterday. The track was gnarly, so I'm just happy to get all through all the sessions. Now just take it step by step. Every weekend, try and improve, get to the front, get some more good starts like the second moto, and see how it goes.
And just how's everything going with the team and the bike? Obviously, you had a bit of visa problems, so you didn't get to Belgium until like February or March time. So you didn't get an awful lot of time with the team, and then obviously the injury. But it looks like from the second moto, not a bad starting point.
No, like you said, we had some problems at the beginning of the year. Fortunately, the team stuck with me. It was very easy for them to let me go and find another rider, but they stuck with me. They were honest and true, and I think I've been on the bike 15 times the whole year. I got to Belgium February before Argentina, so about a month before Argentina, and then rode about 10-12 times before Argentina, and then got injured. So I didn't do a whole lot of riding on the bike, and still haven't. But yeah, like you said, now if I can put in some good work throughout the week, and then every weekend just make a step, it will be good.
And obviously you're used to a KTM. I don't think you've ever raced a Honda before, have you? What's it like transitioning onto the Honda? How much different is it?
Actually, it's not too much different. The Honda handles really well. It's really nice to ride the bike. So it's smooth on the power. There is honestly not much difference. It just handles a bit different. It's lower to the ground, which I like a lot. And for the rest, it's pretty similar.
And obviously, you're making the jump up from the MX250 class. I mean, you've done a few wildcard MX2 GPs here or there, but what was it like jumping in this weekend with not as much prep as you would like?
Yeah, it was tough. I did one day on hard pack before this GP, and it was gank, so it was pretty flat, no ruts, no hills. So I was really unprepared for this type of track. But the best training is racing, so I thought it would be best for me to jump in, give it a go this weekend, and I think it's worked out really good. Every session I got better, every lap I felt better, so we made some good steps with the bike also this weekend, and yeah.
And I think there's a weekend off in the GP schedule, but like you say, you need to be at these races to improve. You maybe going to do the Dutch Masters or have a weekend off?
Yeah, exactly. No, I need to get behind the gate and get better, so I will line up at the Dutch Masters.
That'll be good prep for Latvia. And obviously it's been short working with him, but Joe Rolant's a former GP rider. What's he like to work with? I would say he looks like a lot of fun off the track, but I'm sure when you're at the track he's also very serious and he's good at giving you tips on what to do. Yeah,
like in the beginning it was really hard to read him because away from the track he's all jokes, all full of shit, you know, he doesn't give you a break. But at the track he's really all business. He's unbelievable though. I feel this year physically the best I've felt ever, as I should, but I mean I've made a big step, no doubt about it, on the bike. With my legs, my muscles, everything in general, he's been there and guided me, and it's helped a lot. So I think with him, if I keep to his program, listen to him, and just follow his steps, I think by the end of the season, I think we have a good chance to ride on front.
And just on making the jump from EMX250 and MX2, I feel like in the past it could be quite difficult for some riders, but you know, EMX250, the pyramid system in front take that very seriously, and I feel like the level of the MX250 gets higher and higher every year, and now whenever you make the jump up it's not such a shock to the system.
Yeah, I agree. I believe nowadays if you run up front in the MX250, and Rossi and Fueri, they proved it today, if you run up front there, the speed is not much difference. It's really the 5 extra minutes, you feel those, trust me. And for the rest, I mean, EMX is a stacked line, it's 40 guys, the GP is not. So there's really not much that you can come into a GP unprepared for if you race EMX, and especially if you race at the front. The level's so high in the EMX, everyone wants to win there, so it's not different.
And obviously you're coming from South Africa, obviously you got to go back there at the end of last year and you were there for quite a long time, but whenever you're away from home for such a long time, do you find that tough? Being away from home, or
no,
do you love being over here in Europe?
No, it's tough. Sometimes I miss it, especially if, like, when it gets hard. You know, you can't there's no
home,
one
yeah.
to look to, or so. But like I said, Joel, he's really good with that. If I have any problems, anything, he's like a friend more than a trainer. So I can go with him. I have some friends, but it's tough, but it's not too tough because I'm here for a purpose, and I know that purpose. And every day I wake up for that purpose. So it's not too tough.
South Africans and Aussies and countries like that in the past have maybe looked at America and that's their dream. But to me, maybe at the start you thought like that, but I feel like now you're starting to think this is where I need to be in. Maybe do you see your future in this paddock as opposed to America?
Yeah, like you said, I think it's easier for those three countries, South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand, to go to America where they speak the native language. It's the sport's really good there at the moment, but for me, growing up, I always watched American motocross. America was the dream, but Europe was cheaper, so we came here first. And then I fell in love with the GPs. You don't get any atmosphere like this, a French GP. So it's really easy to fall in love with it. And for me, it's just about being on my bike. And if I make a living from riding and doing what I love, no matter where, it's all good for me.
And I also feel like the GP, the tracks, they're so rough and so technical that they make guys better riders.
Yeah, 100%. I can agree with that. If you look at the Lawrence brothers, they're cleaning up over in the States, and they did all the dirty work here. They learned everything here, so it's arguable. But I don't want to get too into that. You never know who might listen and find a fence. But I mean, it's two different worlds really. GP is possibly more rough, more technical, and the AMA is more.
AMA, the focus is on Supercross.
Yeah, that as well, and it's a bit more intense, I think, because of the flat tracks and that. So it's different.